Hi, I chose my current issue in education on bullying and more specifically on cyberbullying. And just to start off, as college students, we have been in school for over a decade and many of us have witnessed many issues such as bullying, discrimination, and injustice throughout the school system. We've seen the struggles that teachers have had to overcome when teaching certain subjects because talking about religion and certain cultures in public schools is now looked down upon and has gotten many teachers fired throughout the United States just because they've talked about it. One of the biggest problems that we have had to face in today's society and in the school system is the issue of cyberbullying. And although teachers and school officials have tried to eliminate this problem, it is still an ongoing issue not only in the United States but also all around the world. And for some personal experience, I have had to overcome cyberbullying myself, and as a young child it really is a hard thing to face. Cyberbullying essentially takes away the safe place that should be for learning, and it turns it into a place of doom and despair that children are forced to go to every day. And personally, it affected my grades as well as my personal life because I never wanted to go to school, I never wanted to hang out with my friends, and I felt like nobody understood. And since I felt like that, it just made me angry at everyone, including my teachers and my parents and my friends, because I felt like that they didn't understand what I was going through, and it just made it really bad. As for cyberbullying, it's not just happening in the United States, it's happening all around the world. In fact, there were studies that were done in Taiwan where students reported feeling angry and helpless because they were being bullied on fake Facebook profiles where students would screenshot pictures that they had posted and post them on the Facebook profile and make fun of them, or they would talk trash about them. And students have also been reported being bullied on online video games because their performance wasn't as good as another person's. And many people would say that it would help if kids would get off of social media or stop playing video games, but the effects would still be the same because the rumors would still be talked about at school, they would still post stuff about kids, and they would be spread at, and they would be spread at school, and most of the student body would more than likely see the posts, and then they would come to school and talk about them. So I have a graph in my PowerPoint, and it shows the countries where cyberbullying happens the most. And in it shows that the country that experiences the most is India, and it's at a high percentage of 37%. North America also has a high rate of cyberbullying, with the highest rate being in the United States. So mainly just the United States and then Alaska, with Canada being right under that. Africa and the Middle East have the least amount of cyberbullying, mainly because they are so underdeveloped. They don't have the technology that the children need to bully others online. Another graph I have shows that 18.5% of kids skipped school because they were being bullied online. 79.5% skipped school because they were being bullied at school, and 60.8% skipped school because they were being bullied not only online but also at school. So this shows that this definitely does affect how students feel at school and how they feel that they are being treated. Cyberbullying is an educational issue because it has changed the atmosphere in class, and it has also changed the way the teachers have to teach. Teachers are forced to look for ways that a student might be bullied for saying something in class, and they try to typically work around that. That way they can eliminate the chances of a student being bullied. Most of these issues of cyberbullying happen in middle school, typically because students are forming social media accounts and they're seeing how adults post hateful things about others, and they're wanting to do the same thing to seem more grown up. And it also happens because children are in their formative years, so they feel the need to be more hateful because they feel insecure about themselves. And children spend the majority of their time at school and in their development years, and it should be a safe space where they can escape to. However, cyberbullying has taken that away from many children. Cyberbullying does impact the education system because many victims will start skipping school and letting their grades drop. This results in lower test scores, and in extreme cases, a student will be forced to repeat the grade level because of the grades on their report cards. This impacts the rating of the schools, and incoming students and their parents will see the low rankings. The majority of the time, the parents will choose to send their children to a different school because they think that at that school, because of the low rating, the curriculum being taught doesn't meet the required needs. But what they don't know is that they're actually saving their child from potentially being bullied online, because if the ratings have been affected that much by bullying, then there's obviously a problem at that school. Cyberbullying also affects student learning. Many students have reported feeling anxious or depressed because of bullying, and they also present psychosomatic symptoms such as migraines or stomach aches, just regular headaches, colds, just because they're being bullied. They aren't just being bullied at home, however, they're also being bullied at school, since the stuff that's posted online is normally discussed among students while they're at school. Because they'll see it at home, they won't be able to text their friends, and then they'll come to school and be like, "Did you see that online last night?" Sorry. Most recently, a 12-year-old named Rebecca Sedgwick reportedly jumped off of a concrete silo tower just weeks before her 13th birthday because some students at her school were bullying her on social media. This just shows how much bullying really affects a child that is still in their developmental years, because this is not the first case of this happening. There has been so many kids who have committed suicide because of either cyberbullying or just regular bullying. As a future teacher, reading about how children have been subjected to the atrocity that is cyberbullying is so disheartening. Many state and school officials have tried to outlaw cyberbullying and create laws that protect the victims of this heinous act. However, it still happens throughout the world. And it makes me wonder what could be done to prevent bullying that they might not already be doing. And it also makes me push harder to be a teacher so I can help the victims see that it will get better, considering I am living proof that if you just ignore the bullies, they will eventually go away or get in trouble. Some solutions to stop cyberbullying would be to stop allowing children to get social media accounts so young. However, parents probably won't adhere to this solution because, like Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, you have to be 13 to make an account, but a lot of kids will get cell phones or computers at an early age or iPads, and they'll create an account that allows them to participate in cyberbullying. Another situation would be to make zero tolerance policies at all schools. I know most schools have the zero tolerance policy whenever it comes to bullying, and they have seen results, but not all schools have that because they are more old-fashioned. My last solution would be to implement the cyberbullying prevention program, Media Heroes. This program is a course that teachers will go through so they can be professionally trained on how to not only how to handle cyberbullying, but also how to look for signs of cyberbullying. And they are also trained on how to search the internet on Facebook and Instagram for their students to see if anything has been going on that would be a little suspicious. And they also get trained in how to stage an intervention with the bullies without escalating the situation, so without making the situation worse for the victims, because in most cases when a bully gets confronted, they see it as them being trapped, and it'll make it worse for the victims because they know that they've been told on, and so they'll start bullying even worse, and the situation will just escalate and keep escalating. And as for like cyberbullying, it's honestly, it's kids that feel insecure about themselves, and this program has therapists that can help those kids see that what they're doing is harming others when they think that it's just building them up. But this program shows that there's other ways to build yourself up than by bringing others down. And I really think it would be a helpful solution in solving cyberbullying, because there have been many schools that have implemented this, and have seen phenomenal results. Like the cyberbullying rates and bullying rates in general have just dropped phenomenally. And that is all I have. So thank you for listening.